Hey YouTube, Lawler here as always. Talked about it in yesterday's recap video about the announcements that went down. Some people, obviously like Brock, pretty upsetty spaghetti about it. I've even tweeted about it, but let's talk about what actually got talked about and what was actually announced at the RLCS 2025 World Championship on Championship Sunday. A couple things of note that we're going to talk about actually don't have to do with the RLCS. Then we are going to talk about what actually has to do with the next season for 2026, which is actually just around the corner. If you guys did not see it, in the middle of the event, I ended up getting a message from somebody who was attending basically saying, hey, they announced season 21 as well. You guys know in a previous video that I released, it might have been yesterday or the day before, about season 20. It's right around the corner, September 17th. We got 4v4 ranked, all that kind of stuff. They showed us what season 20 is already. They already released it. It's 90s themed. They're going to boost them all that kind of stuff, and all the additional features that came with that. But what they also did is put a very quick teaser into season 21 as well. And I was like, yo, do we have anything on it? Lethamir was recording, and he does give us a video of that. It shows the streets of somewhere in France. Oh, it's Paris. They show the Eiffel Tower very briefly in the distance, and then even with the French flag, it does go to, say, season 21, and that's it. There is nothing else. It goes straight into the advert, but we do have confirmed for season 21 something that is going to be French themed. Mega toppers or something. I don't know what's going to be going on. So they did tease that as well. The thing that is making everybody upset, no UE5. No UE5 announcement. Nothing about that. I did tweet about that, basically saying, hey, if you guys are remotely close to finishing UE5, if you guys are working on it, if there's any intention to do the thing, you need to address it. There is clearly a narrative, a sentiment, things people are feeling right now going on towards Rocket League, both casual and competitive audiences, and you don't have to do much. Just say, hey guys, it's gonna happen soon. It's like you could have put UE5 2026, 2027, whatever, just to let people know, and people would have lost their mind. Instead, people stuck around after the broadcast went down to see maybe something else done in person, and you got met with a bunch of boos. This is something that you guys need to... I understand you're not going to be sharing a lot of things. You like to keep things close to your chest, but like, man, some positive things about UE5 would go a very, very long way. At this point, I think people just need to be like, you know what? This is the reality we live in. I either am over it or I accept it, and it is... like, it's just... we've got to move on. We can't keep talking about it. We can't keep accepting... we can't keep expecting what it's over it. Like, it's done. That being said, the good news and a lot of positives come from the RLCS 2026 schedule and announcement. Some things I was actually very surprised by. If you guys are seeing this graphic, the biggest one that I take away from, look how quick that start is. It is September 14th when I'm recording this, September 15th probably when it comes out. 2 months. We start again. In 2 months. On November 14th, we do it all again. That is a very, very quick turnaround. 2 months to find your new teammates. 2 months to find out who the heck you're scrimming and playing with. 2 months to sign up and get things going. A couple other things you may notice in this graphic. There's another LAN. There's going to be a kickoff studio LAN the first week of December. What that means, especially with FIFA E World Cup being shortly around that time as well, I don't know what kind of complications that's going to create. They also, 2 splits, same as before, are going to be going back to North America for the first split. Makes sense. They usually try to alternate. So even though the season starts on November 14th, the kickoff LAN will be in Copenhagen. So the first time we see people in person will be in Copenhagen. That is where Blast, their headquarters, is located. It makes sense. It allows them to keep it in-house. They do have the facility to go and do it, so it makes sense. So the first event of the year starts November 14th. We are then going to go to Copenhagen for an in-person kickoff studio LAN. I don't I don't have any details on that. I don't know what teams are invited or how that applies or how it works out. Maybe they're just going to have some casters in studio to give us something, but the fact that they say it's a studio LAN means that there's some sort of competition with competitors. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen there. Late January, late February is when Major 1 will be, so you guys can kind of plan if you plan to attend somewhere in NA, maybe East Coast, maybe West Coast, we don't know. We then do have a very short break, and then we will have Split 2 from March to May. They also then brought Fairy Peak on the casting desk, and they started talking. He's like, oh, you guys want to know where the major is? And they're like, wait, you know? And he's like, yeah, do you guys want to know? And he's like, sure. And then he asked the crowd in French. He's like, do you guys want to know? They're like, yeah. And then they showed a little preview video and a bunch of excitement and stuff of big moments for French people. It is going to be in Paris. So we will see Major 2 late May in Paris, France. They are going back. A lot of people very, very excited about that one. So congratulations to them on that. They have earned it. We also, if you guys haven't seen, a 2v2 RLCS coming and joining this season. We now have officially 1v1, 2v2, and 3v3 World Championships. My assumption for this, because we don't have the details yet, is that 2v2 opens are going to be handled just like they did for 1v1s. Each region that is top performing from majors is going to have open qualifiers. So just like we saw for just like we saw for MENA, NA, SAM, and EU, I assume we'll get the same situation where those regions will then perform. The 2 best players for 2v2 will then go against the 2 best players against the other team at one of the majors or something to that extent. And we'll go from there. That is what I assume is going to be happening. The 1v1 opens and the 2v2 opens, though, doesn't align with representation at Major 1, so maybe not. I don't know how they're going to do that. They might break it down a little bit earlier. They may not have the 1v1 and 2v2 show matches at these events and only do the best of the best at the World Championship. So expect some changes. My assumption is wrong based upon the scheduling. We'll have to detail that as we find out more in the future, as they are shifting over. They are still doing LCQs, rightfully so. I mean, obviously the NIP story is the exact reason why you have wildcards and last chance qualifiers, so that's pretty big. A little bit of a gap. And then the World Championship, if you guys can't see, has also been extended a day. If you're going to bring in the 2v2 show match as well, you kind of have to. Curious what they're going to do with another day. But basically a full week of World Championship action. Pretty dope. So that stuff is good. And well, those are the differences we have for the 2026 schedule. Outside of that, also probably one of the biggest things that I totally forgot about, they have officially implemented a 2/3 region lock for all regions. You now must have 2/3 of a local passported type player on a team. I do not know if they're going to implement a grandfather clause for that. So we don't know if the foot team completely has to disband or move back to Europe or whatever that may be. Or even if Virtus Pro has to kick one of their players and bring in someone else instead with Sphinx. We do not know if that is grandfathered or not, but we do know that officially 2/3 grandfather clause will be there. Pretty crazy stuff. Greatly appreciate everybody tuning in, though. As I hear more details, as I figure out what the heck is going on, I'm sure they'll have a more detailed post that we'll be able to go through and break down. I'll do like everything you need to know about the RLCS 2026 season type thing. But for a lot of teams, 2 months is a very quick turnaround. That is not a lot of downtime to figure out and take a break. So I do not envy teams that are trying to be built and stuff in this short time window, but it is go time. And if you're going to have a little bit of a break before the World Championships start up and RLCS 26 starts up again, you got to move quick. So expect a lot of chaos over the next couple of weeks, a lot of roster changes over the next couple of weeks. If you guys want to make sure you stay up to date on those, as always, like, subscribe, turn notifications, hit me up with the socials down below, join the Discord. And as always, appreciate you guys tuning in, showing the support. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.